Hello and welcome to today's lesson. My name is Boss Erickson, and then this is the first lesson on Microsoft Word applications. I've been having a lot of questions about Microsoft Office, Microsoft Word, and then people don't really know some basic stuff when it comes to Microsoft Office. So I'm here to assist you on your journey to become a pro user of the Microsoft Word. Okay, so this is the first lesson. Today we are just going to talk about the interface. Okay, the interface of the Microsoft Word application, and then launching it, how it looks like, and everything. All right, so I am using Microsoft Word 2019. That is from the Microsoft Office suite. All right, so I'm using Microsoft Word 2019. We have several ways of launching applications. You can double click, you can locate the icon on the desktop and double click on it, or you can launch it from your start menu, or some of us we have pinned it onto our taskbar. So I'm going to launch mine from the taskbar. I'll just click on it once because it's on the taskbar. Great. Now when you launch your Microsoft Word, all right, this is a Microsoft Word that I've been using for quite some time. That's why I have a whole lot of documents here. All right, so launching Microsoft Word, this is 2019. Okay, so if you are not using 2019 and you are using any other version, you must also have a similar interface. So first of all, we have three tabs here. That we have the home, we have the new, and then we have the open. This is the home interface. When you click on home, this is the interface. The home will give you the option to create a new document or select any of the templates that you want, depending on what document you are about to create. Okay, yeah, but our focus is going to be on creating documents from the scratch. Okay, now let's look at the new tab. The new will also give you the opportunity or the command of creating a new blank document, or better still, you can search online for templates and other things. But as I said earlier, our focus is going to be on creating a document from the scratch. Then let's talk about open. Open will also give you the opportunity to import a file or open an already saved document and then make changes to them and resave them. Or maybe someone has sent you a document that you have downloaded on your desktop and then you want to use Microsoft Word to edit. Great. So let's launch our Microsoft let's launch a new blank document and then let's move on. Let's get started. Great. Good. So clicking on blank document, this is what you get. This is what you see. You should see this whole interface. Okay, I'm going to vividly explain everything on this interface. That will be our first lesson, and then we will start creating documents in our next lessons or subsequent lessons. All right, so let's get started. Now, in our junior high schools or senior high schools and stuff, we were all taught about the toolbars. Okay, the toolbars. And then now Microsoft Word or the Office suite is trying to do away with the toolbars, or is trying to merge all the toolbars into a one full package. Then they term it the ribbon. So we are going to go through everything. So let's look at the top of our interface. Where you can see my mouse rolling. Great. Let's start from the top here. Now you can see document 1 and then Word. All right, and then we can see some icons here and there, and then to our extreme right, you can see sign in. Then you can see other icons, and then they're also there. Now this particular bar is referred to as the title bar. The title bar that has the title of the document that you are creating, and also it also has the name of the application that you are using. So you can see that we are using Word, and then document we are working on now is document 1. Great. Now, on the extreme left side of this very top bar, okay, we have the toolbar that we call the quick access toolbar. Quick access. Okay, so let me explain quick access for a minute. Now, quick access means you have just given buttons, regular buttons, which are also found in other toolbars here as shortcuts. Okay, so that you can quickly click on it to make your work easier and then faster. So this icon that you see is the save icon. When I hover on it, you will see the screen tip as save. All right, so clicking on this small arrow, you can add other commands to your quick access toolbar. Okay, depending on the commands that you use more often, you can pick any of them. When you click on it, when you click on the check mark, for example, if I am someone who always works with tables, I can click on this draw table to check it, and then you see that it will be added to my quick access toolbar. I can also click on open and then add it to my quick access. Anything that you click on and then it checks will be added to your quick access toolbar, so that you, for example, you always open documents and work on them. When you launch Microsoft Office, you don't have to go to file, open before you can open your documents. You can just click on this one. That's why we call it quick access. Now you can see that these two arrows here, they are deactivated. This arrow is called the undo button, and then this arrow is called what? The redo or repeat button. They are off because we have not started creating document. The moment I start typing anything, you can see that these buttons will become active, meaning I have done an action, I can undo it, and then I can redo the action. I hope you get it. All right, so let's move on. So that's for the quick access toolbar. Now, when you come to the other side, we have these 3 buttons. Let me talk about these 3 buttons first. Now, this extreme right button is called the close button, as we all know. It's common with all Windows. Then we have the restore down. Is because the reason why we have restore down here is because we have the window covering my whole screen. When I click restore down, you see that the icon will change to what? Maximize. Great. So that is it. So it's called the restore down or maximize button, and then we have the minimize button. So together, these 3 buttons are called the control box. Okay, they are called the control box. Great. Now with the sign in, for instance, you have a Microsoft account, and then you are connected to the internet. You can sign in with your genuine Microsoft account if you are using a correct version of the Microsoft Word, so that you can get access to some very important tools that will help you in your journey of Microsoft Word. Great. Now this button here is called the ribbon display options. Now when you click on it, you see that we have auto hide ribbon, we have show tabs, and commands. So for instance, let me auto hide ribbon so that we can see what the ribbon is. Let me click on auto hide. You see that it's gone. So the whole top here is gone. So the whole top of the window is called the ribbon. All right, so let's display it again. Good. Now I have shown the ribbon again. All right, so let me click on home and then pin it again, so that we can have our ribbon displayed again. So this whole thing is called the ribbon. All right, so when you click on the ribbon, ribbon display options, these commands are self-explanatory. Okay, yeah, so show tabs and commands, show tabs alone. So these are the tabs. So this one, file home, this line is the tab without any command, but when you click on the tab, it will give you a command, the command. All right, that is the meaning of show tabs only. Now show tabs and commands is what we are displaying here. So let me auto hide the ribbon, then let me show only tabs, you see, then let me show tabs and commands. You see that everything has been displayed now. Great. So that is the ribbon. Good. Now let's look at the tabs. That is the tabs that we have here. We have the file. Now whatever that we do, we first visit the file. Okay, if you want to save your document using the save as or using other stuff, you can go to the file. All right, so with the file, we have a lot of commands here. As we saw earlier, we have the home, new, and open. That's when we launched our Microsoft Word. Okay, that these are the tabs that we saw. Now let's look at the other command. Now when you look at this side, you can see info, save as, history, print, share, export, and close. All right, so we'll get into details. Today we are looking at the interface. All right, so let's look at, now let's go to home. Home is where most of the action happens when it comes to the usage of Microsoft Word. That's basic usage of the Microsoft Word application. Okay, great. So let's look at the home. Now the home, we have groups for the home. All right, as I said earlier, at first we used to have toolbars. We have the title bar, the menu bar, the standard toolbar, the formatting toolbar, drawing toolbar, and a whole lot of toolbars. But now they have been grouped into what we call the ribbons. Okay, great. So let's look at the groups of the home tab. Now looking here, you can see that we have clipboard. You see that we have clipboard. All right, so under the clipboard we have paste, we have cut, we have copy, we have format printer. Okay, so let me type just some random text. Okay, good. Now for instance, if I select a text, okay, you see that the cut and the copy, they have become active. Okay, so I can copy. When I copy, you see that the paste has become active. So it means that there's something on the clipboard that I can paste. Do you understand? So that is the paste. So the clipboard, we have the cut, we have copy, and then we have paste. As time goes on, we'll look at the keyboard shortcuts for all these commands. All right, then we also have the format printer. Let's look at how the format printer works. So assuming, let's say I make this bold, I increase this font size, and I change the color to red. Okay, so when I click on this format printer, I can click here. I can click here and then paste the format of this one on that, because that's the last format I did. Are you okay? Yeah, so that's the work of the format printer. And also, for instance, I make this one, let's make it uppercase. Let's make it bold, let's underline it, let's increase the font size. Okay, and then let me have something here. No, okay, so let's go for, so let me have something here. Okay, this one. Okay, I can click the format printer, click on it. Let's say select this one, click on the format printer, and then click on this one. So you see, so the format printer copies one formatting to another, so it helps you not to repeat formats over and over again if you are doing the same formatting for different text. Okay, so if I want to apply this formatting to this one, I can just click on this, use the format printer to copy, and then paste on this one. That is the format printer. I believe we are good. Great. Now let's come to the font group. Under the home tab, let's come to the font group. Now this bar that we see here, this horizontal bar that we see here, we see Calibri to bracket body. That is the font. All right, that's the font. So when I click on this small arrow, it gives me a list of fonts that I can select to do my work. All right, now the list of fonts, we have the default fonts, and then you can also install fonts. So that is the font tab. And also we have the font size. We have from 8 to 72. You can type in your font that you want. Yeah, that is it. And also coming down here, we have the formatting. That's the bold, italics, and then underline. We also, when you click on the underline arrow, you have a lot of underlines. All right, you have different types of underlines, styles of underline. Good. Then this one is called a strike through. It crosses any text that you want to cross out. Now this one is called the subscripts command. This one is the superscript command. So when you are typing, let's say mathematics, and then maybe 2 to the power 3, when you type the 2, then you click on this thing. For instance, you type 2. If you want to raise 2 to the power, let's say 4, you click on this button and then you write the 4. So you see that we have raised 2 to 4. Are you okay? Good. Now let's look at the other one. So this big A stands for increasing font size, and then this small a stands for decreasing the font size, and then this capital A and the small a stands for change case. So when you click on the arrow, you see the sentence case, the lower case, the upper case, capitalize each word, and then the toggle case. This helps you to do a quick formatting to your text without deleting it and then typing it over again. For instance, you type something and then you realize that you need to change it to uppercase. You just select the text or highlight the text, then you click on this arrow and then choose your uppercase. Then you are good to go. All right. And then this one is called clear all formatting. So I can select all my text and clear every formatting, like the formatting I did earlier, changing the text to red and then increasing some of the font sizes, underlining, striking through. If I want to clear all formatting, I'll just come here and click on this button. It will clear all formatting. Great. Now this stylish A is what we call the text effect and typography. Or at first we use this thing a lot. For instance, let's say I want to design something and then I want to type today is Friday. Okay, today is Friday, and I want to use my typography styling tool to style it. I can click on this arrow and then choose a style. Okay, then after that I can give a reflection, and then I can also make it glow with a green glow, and I can also make a shadow under it. Okay, so this is just to style your text in Word. All right, so that's the typography tool, typography effect or text effect. All right, so you say we can use it to add some flair to our text. Great. Now this one is the highlighter. Okay, so text highlighting. So like the highlighter pen that we use in our notebooks, this is what what we can use it for in Word. All right, so for instance, so for instance, I type something. Let me push it down some more. I type something and then I want to highlight something like a word in my paragraph. I can the default color is yellow. When I click on yellow, you see that it gives it a background of yellow. Then if I want to change the color too, I can select and click on this arrow. Then we have a lot of colors that we can use. All right, so if I want to change the color to green, I can change my color to green. So that's the text highlighter. So highlight your text. Great. So let's Control E and then clear all formatting as we learned earlier. Great. So let's remove this one, no color. All right, so let's move on. Now with this capital A with a bar of color under it is the font color. So if I have my text, I have text here and I want to change the color of the text, I can click on this arrow and choose any color of my choice. So this one changes the color of the text, but the highlighter changes the background color of the text. But this one is just changing the text without changing the background color. Okay, so that is for the font group. So this whole group is called the font group. Great. Now let's come to the paragraph group. Now with the paragraph group, we have self-explanatory commands. So this is the bullets. It adds bullets in your list that you want to create. So for instance, when you click on this, you see the bullets. These are bullet styles that you can have. So this check mark, this is an arrow, this is a bullet, the normal bullet that we know. This one is a hollow bullet. This one is a square, and this one, I don't know its name. Then this one is, let's say, four squares. All right, so that is bullet. You can also define a new bullet here. We'll go into it later. Now this second one talks about numbering. Okay, so numbering, if you are numbering your list, so you can choose the format that you want. So number alignment to 1, so that is 1 point, like 1 with a dot, the regular numbering that we know. And this one is the numbering with the brackets or the parentheses. And then this group has the number format using the Roman numerals. This one also uses the alphabets. Capital alphabets is small alphabets with parentheses or brackets. This one small alphabet with the dot, small Roman numerals with the dots. All right, so that is the numbering. Now this one creates like sections and subsections. All right, so for instance, if I want to, let's say if I have a list here, I have a list here like list 1, and I want to create a sub list, I can use this command to create a sub list. So different levels. Are you okay? Great. And then it's also used to create chapters. Like we will get into it for those who do the project works and stuff. Yeah, so let's say chapter 1.1, then heading 1, then heading 2, heading 2.1, heading 2.1 comes under heading 2, so subsection, like that is it. And also let's come down here. We have the alignment. Here. This one is align left, this one is align center, align right, and then justify. Okay, and then justify. Great. So with the alignment, we understand, self-explanatory. All right, so if you want your text to align, to be in a line from the left side, you click on the align left. If you want to center your text, make your text format itself very well in the center, you click on center. Same applies to the right alignment. And justify just puts your text at equal levels on both sides. All right, it justifies your text to align both at the right and then the left correctly. Great. Now let's look at this. This is called the line spacing. And paragraph spacing. For instance, you see that these two, let me make this one black. Let me make this one black. All right, so we can see that. Let me increase the font size. Looking at this, let's say the space in between them, these two lines, is just too much. So I can click here and then reduce the spacing. So when I click on this arrow, I can remove the spacing, or I can change the spacing 1.0 here, or I can remove the space entirely. All right, so you see that it has come a bit closer compared to the first time. So this is what we will use for our line spacing and paragraphing. All right, so coming to this one, we have indenting. That's what we traditionally call paragraph. So the indenting, if you want to create an indent, you can increase it or you cannot decrease it. So this one decreases your indent, and then this one increases your indent. Let me generate a random text quickly so that we can use it for our text. So equal to, then rand. Let's create 4 paragraphs of 5 lines each. Let's close. All right, so I have this. So let me use this as a good example, as a very good example. Great. So for instance, I want to increase my indent. Okay, you see, so this whole paragraph has been indented. All right, so when I want to decrease it, I can decrease it so that I can still get my alignment. Okay, so that is the meaning of the indent. All right, so the indent, we will come to the ruler very soon. All right, so that's how the indent works. Now let's come to the paint bucket or the shading. Okay, now you can shade a particular portion. Let's say I've selected this side and I want to shade it yellow. Okay, so this, we will say it works almost like the highlighter. Okay, so it works almost like the highlighter. You can choose to shade the whole paragraph, or you select and then you shade. Okay, all right, so if you want to change this color, you can select this one and then just pick a different color and it will shade. Now the difference is that the difference between the shading and the difference between the shading and the highlighting is that when you select the shading, it gives you a contrast of the background and your text. Okay, the background and your text. Okay, so that is for the shading. But with the highlighting, when you select a black highlight, it will not contrast your text, meaning your text will remain black unless maybe you change the text color to white so that you can get your contrast. Great. So that is for the shading. Now this one talks about borders. Okay, so you can create sections and then add borders to your sections. So for instance, let's see. Okay, so let's see, I have a top border here. So this is a different section, so I'm adding a border to separate the top section from the bottom section. That is basically so we have bottom border, top border, we have left, we have right, we have no borders, we have all borders, we have outside borders and stuff. Okay, so I can put a text here for this section and then put it in all borders. Okay, like a square. Okay, yeah, so that is basically the meaning of the borders. Great. Now let's come to this one. This is called the sort. Okay, you are sorting your work. For instance, you have listed some names. Okay, you have, let's say, your company, you have people purchasing items and then you want to sort them in alphabetical order. You can select and then use this your sort. When you click on it, okay, it will give you a dialog box. Sort by, here we have paragraphs, we have headings, we have fields and stuff. Type, text, number, date. So you can use the text. The text will give you the alphabetical order. The number will give you the hierarchy. That's 1 to the highest to the lowest, or the lowest to the highest. And then the date, the current date or the previous date up to the current date. So ascending and descending, we all understand ascending, and then we understand descending. All right, so ascending means you are moving from the bottom to the top, then descending, you move from the top to the bottom. So the highest to the lowest is for descending, and then the lowest to the highest is the ascending. Okay, so that is it. So if you want to sort by paragraph, then let's say you are solving the whole thing, so you sort by paragraphs first, then by what, then you pick, then by, okay, yeah. So that is what we have. We will go more into detail. Today we are just doing the interface. Now let's look at this particular button here that we underuse. Okay, now this is what gives us the opportunity to show or hide formats that we have done. Okay, for instance, you could see that here I pressed the enter key, creating this space. Are you okay? Yeah. For instance, if I want to see the symbol or like what happened here, that's why the space is here, you can click on this icon, then you'll see that no, okay, so this particular symbol represents what? The enter key. We understand, represent the enter key. And then you see that, so there's an enter here, there's an enter here. Have you seen it? Yeah. And then you see that those small dots in between them means that we pressed the space bar once. Okay, we press the space bar. So if I press the space bar here, you will see that I have that dot. Okay, now if I use the tab key to create indent, you will see an arrow moving to the right. So let's press it. Sorry. Okay. Okay. All right, let's move on. I don't know why it's not working. So pressing the tab key, you see that it creates arrows, okay, to the right. So if you want to see the formatting that someone has done to a document, you can press that button and then you go. All right, so that is for the paragraph group. Now let's look at our styles group. This is where we can style our document to give it headings and link them with our table of contents and other things. So this one is the normal styling. Okay, now when I select this one and I click this one, no spacing, you will see that it has changed the style. Okay, so no spacing. All right, and then this one, the headings, that's what Microsoft Word uses to link your document or to create links in your document. So let's see, if I have a heading 1, click on this is heading 1. Then let's see, I want this to be a heading 2. So this one is quite bigger than this one. So heading 1 is, let's say, an important point, and then heading 2 is a subheading for heading 1. That's what we can use the headings for. So when you click on the arrow, we have different heading styles. You can create your own style. You can clear formatting and all those things. Great. So that is for the heading. Good. So that's the styles group. Now to the other side, we have the editing group. So you can find a word and then replace it. So find goes with replace. So you can find a word. Let's say I want to replace all the words video to, let's say, audio. Okay, but I can't do them one by one because I can even see one, this video. We have a lot of the word video in our work. So, or let's take another example, there. If I want to change there, we have numerous words there in our paragraph. We can't change them one by one. So you can use the find. You click on the find, then you type find what is said there. Okay, you see that it has highlighted all those words for us. Okay, good. Now once I have clicked on find there, I can click on replace. So replace with what? That is with find what there is already here. Then replace it. Let's replace with what? Let's say a. That's an indefinite article. Then we have the options replace all, find next. So let's replace all. So we have replaced all. You say all done. We made 26 replacements. Great. So anywhere that there was there, now we have a. Okay, so click insert and choose the element you want. So a. Yes, it has been replaced by a. Great. Alright, so that is the editing group. So select to you can use the select tool to select objects. Okay, you can select objects. Okay, you can use select objects like pictures and stuff. So you can also use select everything. So select all, and then you move on to do your. Alright, so select all text with similar formatting, no data. So this, we all have similar formatting. So if, let's say, I have bold here and I have the rest as not bold, I can use the select tool to do that. Great. So that is basically the groups of the home tab. Okay, so when we come to insert, draw, design, layout, references, mailings, review, view, help, we can add more commands. Okay, we will get into it more and more. All right, so basically that's what we can say about the home tab on the ribbon. Okay, that's for the home tab on the ribbon. Now briefly, before we close today's lesson, let's talk about the rulers. Okay, great. Now we can, some of you, your default window, you don't have the ruler. Okay, this is how you can enable or disable your ruler. So you go to view. Okay, you go to view, you see ruler is checked here. So when I uncheck ruler, you see the rulers are gone. My rulers are gone. So for instance, let's say you open your Word and then all of a sudden you can't find the ruler. You can click on view, and then you see ruler here, and you click on ruler, then your rulers will show. Alright, so basically that's it for today's lesson. In our next lesson, we will talk about the insert tab. Okay, we'll talk about the insert tab. We'll look at everything in the insert tab, and then we'll move on to the drawing and then stuff. After the insert tab, we will start with creation of documents, so that as we move on with the creation of documents, we'll be looking at the other tabs one after the other. We'll make use of other tabs. Alright, so thank you very much. So basically today we learned how to launch the Microsoft Word application. Then we looked at the interface when you open it, you will see some commands. That's the home, new, and then open. We have seen what each of them does. Then on our interface, we clicked on create a blank document. When we clicked on create blank document, we saw the toolbar, that's the title bar. We saw the extreme left as your quick access toolbar. We saw the quick access toolbar. We saw the control box with the 3 buttons. Then we saw the ribbon. Then today we spoke about the home tab. We saw that we have groups in the home tab. That's clipboard, font, paragraph styles, and editing. All right. So thank you very much. My name is Erickson. Do me a favor, share this video to reach someone who is also a novice when it comes to Microsoft Word, and then subscribe to this channel. Like, comment. Thank you.